Welcome back, everybody, to Two Deans and No Waiting. My name is Dean.
And my name is Dean.
So we're going to have a good show tonight. Are you ready with all your stuff?
I am ready.
You got everything sunk into your head, huh?
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah, because there's so much stuff going on.
There is.
You want to start first? You want me to go? You want me to do the Liberty? What's going on here?
Well, I'd like to talk about Trump.
You always want to talk about Trump.
Well, not always. Usually it's the Middle East.
Well,
but
yeah,
here's the ironic
Okay,
thing.
go
He's
ahead.
in the Middle East.
Of course he's in the Middle East. He's in the Middle East. You know, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. He's talking to the, like I said, maybe he's trying to get a $10,000 golden toilet from the Saudis.
Right, 10,000?
But go ahead, talk about Trump.
Well,
What would
okay.
you like to talk about?
Well, so he's over there trying to what? Get what?
But that's what presidents do, is they go visit other countries. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
I don't know how you can find anything wrong with that. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about.
Well, the thing of it is Saudi Arabia is going to give him money. Qatar's going to give him money in a plane, and
Okay, what's
then
wrong
he's
with
going to go to United Arab Emirates and get more money.
Okay.
What's wrong with that is it's going to his company that his kids are running. I mean, this smacks.
How do you know
this
that's going to his
smacks
company?
because
Kids are running.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because he's over there to and he talked to the president of Syria.
Oh,
the leader of Syria.
Al Qaeda. That's who controls Syria.
Is that
now.
Al Qaeda?
Of course it is. Who do you think?
Oh,
that-
yeah, Taliban. That's the same thing.
Taliban, Al Qaeda, formerly
confused.
known as ISIS, formerly known as Prince. We know.
He.
I was going to talk about Syria, so go
Okay,
ahead.
well, the president there is proposing to let Trump build a Trump Tower there.
But they're slaughtering Christians there too.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah, I
okay if they offer him a building.
Okay, so he's going
Apparently.
over there as a president, conducting business for
Right,
himself.
in-
Yeah, that kind of blows.
In Saudi Arabia, they're going to let him build a golf course.
Okay.
In the UAE, which is Dubai, basically, he's
Right,
going to be
exactly.
building another tower with apartments and
Okay.
rooms to like a hotel rooms that are going to be in that.
Mm-hmm.
Also a golf course, and then in
Okay.
Qatar, they're going to give him some money for his meme coins,
Really?
and they want to give him that plane.
And well, okay. Now I do know that presidents do receive gifts from other world leaders.
They
if you
usually
go to
have-
the Ford
They have to be approved.
library in where is that at? It's in
Ford Library? Would
yeah,
that be in Grand Rapids?
It's in Grand Rapids. From what I know, people have told me they've gone there and they've seen pictures and cars and tons of gifts from other world leaders. That doesn't bug me as much, but I get what you're saying. That
This
he's
one's a
going.
big one, though.
I get what you're saying, that he's going there and conducting business for himself.
Yes.
Usually, presidents have to kind of distance themselves from their businesses, and this president kind of don't.
Right, at least pretend.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
know?
get it.
Well,
But
I
to
don't-
talk about Syria,
Okay.
and you
Wanna
know,
go that way? Well-
we're going to go to Syria, we're going to go to Netanyahu.
Yeah,
One
but-
thing I like about Trump right now, and I'll tell you this, I don't like what you're saying, but I do like the fact that my enemies are his enemies. The neocons are starting to turn on him, which tells me I like that. People like Netanyahu and Mark Levin, oh my goodness, Mark Levin.
I don't know
All
him.
he's a neocon. He's got dual citizenship. He's pro-Israel. You know, Israel first,
Okay.
America second. He's those guys.
I'm still
Okay.
over. I'm not done really
Oh, about with what?
with the Trump stuff.
Okay. Well, we are talking. This talks
Okay.
about Trump, and what I do like is that these guys don't like him. So it's the enemy of my enemy. Now, if other
Is your
countries, exactly, if the other countries want to give him gifts, I'm okay with that. But his own business, and yeah, I get that. That's something that presidents usually don't do. But Syria, like I said months ago, has fallen into the hands of Al Qaeda,
You're-
ISIS, formerly
you're
known
li-
as Prince, and they're killing Christians and they're killing Shiite Muslims. And yes, it was wrong. And this has a lot to do with Israel, by the way. And Israel did take over the Golan Heights, which
Yes.
now is
Yes, yes, they did.
occupied. But go ahead if you want to keep
Okay,
talking.
I mean, okay. So, what's her name? Bondi, the Attorney General. I think that's what her name
Okay.
is. Carolyn Bondi, maybe.
Yeah.
It's Bondi. His last name's Bondi. So, do you know what she did before becoming Attorney General?
What?
She was a lobbyist,
Oh,
making
oh.
$115,000 a month, being a lobbyist for That's right, the country of Qatar.
Oh, how do you like that?
It's interesting.
Oh, it never changes. This is
Yeah.
stuff that happens in every single
It
administration.
is. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
These lobbyists need to go away.
Well, I know they
We
need.
need to get rid of them.
Nobody talks about getting rid of the lobbyists.
We do.
No, okay. Like I said, nobody talks about
Yeah.
getting rid of the lobbyists. We
No.
said this last week.
Hey, guess what,
Who's
too?
talking about it? Just us.
As far as these gifts go, you're allowed to get gifts
Of
if they're
course.
approved by Congress. Nothing goes through Congress with this president. I'm sorry. I mean, he just does whatever the hell he
Wait a minute,
wants.
Since when does Congress do anything?
Supposed to.
Except for lobbyists.
It's supposed to.
You
It's
just
in the
said-
it's in the Constitution.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in the Constitution that we don't abide by.
Well, this president's not abiding by that, for sure.
The Federal Reserves is unconstitutional. The IRS is unconstitutional. We want to keep talking about the Constitution.
Well-
Maybe we should give it to another country because we don't use it.
Yeah, it's usually, well, not with this guy, that's for sure.
But like I said, there's things that I like and I don't like that.
I don't like anything
You don't
he's
like
doing.
it, but there's not one thing he's done. What about the ceasefire in India and Pakistan? We're on the verge of total war there.
Was he the only perpetrator of this ceasefire?
Well, it seems like it. Who else?
I mean, I don't know.
Was
who
it
he-
William Crystal?
I don't know
think
who
it
he
was him.
talked. Who did he talk to?
He
None
went
of
over there
this-
apparently, and there was a ceasefire.
He went over there.
Of course, they had a ceasefire because apparently he was a part of it.
I don't-
Big old America. Listen, if America's got the balls like it used to, but then again, I mean, I know
don't think
there's
he went
war
over
for
there.
profit, but then again, you know, there is a ceasefire. So who are you going to give credit for? You can't give credit for anything he's done.
Well, I don't know if he actually did it or not.
No, he didn't stop the ceasefire between India and Pakistan.
I don't know.
Well, it wasn't Netanyahu, I can tell
No,
you.
I
that.
know it wasn't Netanyahu, but I'm just saying I didn't hear anything of that. I didn't hear him going
Well, I'm
of
just
him
saying-
going to India.
He called.
If he's the one that did it,
called,
great.
He called exactly.
Well,
He
you know
called
I'm
it.
against war.
I know you are.
So, yeah, absolutely. That's
so
fantastic.
am I. And that's one thing.
But
I mean,
meanwhile, back in Gaza,
okay,
53 people died last night.
Okay, but that is Netanyahu, and there is a rift. There is a real rift between Donald Trump and Netanyahu. Now it's personal. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not oblivious to what's going on between Israel and our presidents because they've been
They've all
compromised
been with them.
since 1948. I get it. Although this is a step in the right direction. He doesn't like Netanyahu. It's got to do with personal things. I know that. So it's very interesting how this is all turning out. Like I just said earlier, how people like Mark Levin and people like Shapiro and all these other neocon stooges.
Ben Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro. All these guys now are turning against Trump. They're talking bad about him because what? He's not giving in to everything Netanyahu wants. This president has done so much for freaking Israel. He's given you almost half a country, you know, and now Israel's fallen into the hands of bad people. Assad. Who do you think wanted Assad out? That was something Netanyahu wanted. Netanyahu.
I think there's a lot of people.
He was one of the big guys involved in, of course, getting America into the Middle East and doing their dirty work. And now he wants a major war with Iran. Well, I don't think Trump is 100% on board with that. And it's a good thing.
Well,
but like I told you, I think there's going to be some type of false flag that's going to change. I hope not, but it looks like that. And let me tell you something. Netanyahu, man, he's all over the place right now. I mean, I got some stuff about him, of course. Oh my
Well, yeah,
goodness,
that's
you
not
know,
hard.
and he's just I mean, he's gone
horrible.
too far.
He's a horrible person.
Netanyahu has gone too far, and I think Trump is kind of distancing himself from Netanyahu, which I hope, you know. So I mean, we can elaborate more on the Middle East. I mean, because that's
yeah, we
going
could do a whole.
of course.
We would be here for a week.
Yeah, I know. But another thing I wanted to talk about is, what do you feel about the mainstream media? Do you think it's unfair? Do you think it's fair and balanced? The mainstream legacy media.
You know what? That's a tough one for me. I mean, especially the way we grew up. You know, we saw in the news, that's the truth. What's that? Walter Cronkite, the most trusted man in America.
And that's the way it was.
See? That's what I'm talking
September
about.
8th, 1940.
Brokaw, you had Jennings, and Rather, and these,
But
and you thought they were upstanding guys. I mean, that's just the way we grew
but
up.
this is the thing, okay?
Nowadays, I mean, there's
Okay.
so much coming in. There's so many ways to get information now.
I know you have social media, but the reason why there is social media is because the lamestream media is controlled by multinational corporations that have an agenda. If you are anti-war, you should be anti-media, because the media has led us down that abyss the last 50 fucking years. They've lied about every single fucking war, and they're responsible because they're the mouthpiece for the global elite who've made billions of dollars in Iraq, made billions of dollars in Vietnam, all nothing but lies, from everything from the Gulf of Tonkin to the U.S. Liberty to weapons of mass destruction, nothing but weapons of mass deception. So yes, that's a rhetorical question with me.
Well-
The mainstream media, the reason why there is people like us and independent journalists today, because of the media, which is totally biased and not fair.
Okay, so we know they're biased because you have the left-wing media and you have the right-wing media.
Now it's divided, yes, definitely, left and right.
So we know
When you
they're
got
divided.
Fox News goes this way, and kind of in the middle, they're not like the far as right as they used to. I don't trust any of them.
I don't know why they just don't report what happened.
They don't, because this thing called
You know what I mean?
corporations that want to push things that are in bed with certain politicians that are in bed with, like you were saying, lobbyists. Like and since 2020, I mean, more people have woken up. Like I said, they were pushing the vaccine. CNN, screw you. And if, you know, they sit there and they were telling you to take the vaccine, and then 2 minutes later, CNN brought to you by Pfizer. CNN.
That's a little bit of
Yeah, it's a contradiction.
Yeah.
But you were just talking about how,
But still-
how Trump.
Trump,
Well,
he was pushing that vaccine.
Well, yeah, I don't agree with that.
I'm just telling you, he
Warp
was.
Seeds- yeah, but
Yeah.
but I'm not one of these people that, if he does something right, I'm going to say, hey, I like it. You
Okay,
know, I
but-
like the fact that he's trying to bring down the cost of
medications.
medication. That's
Yes.
good. What other politician has done that?
Biden.
Biden. What the fuck did Biden bring down? Except the
insulin.
cost of masks.
Insulin.
I don't think. Look, Biden
He did.
He couldn't bring down his blood pressure. I mean, are you serious? He didn't bring anything down.
He
didn't
down-
bring down gas prices. I can tell you that.
He brought down the price of
I had so
insulin.
much gas. I had Arabs following me.
Why did we
Come
go
on.
from? We went from pharmaceuticals to gas. You asked
I'm
me
just
what he
saying,
brought
he
down.
didn't
I'm
brought
telling
down
you.
anything. What the? Wow.
He brought down insulin. The price
Okay,
of insulin.
That doesn't matter to me. That's one thing. Well, hold on.
You asked
Hold
me
on,
what he
hold
did.
on.
I'm telling you.
And he barely did that.
Well, he did.
But Trump is trying to do it for all medication,
here-
not just one.
Here's my
for
problem.
all medications.
Here's my problem with that. Okay, so yeah, he says he's going to do that, right? How much? 50,
It's an
60,
executive
70,
order.
80,
It's an
90%.
It's an executive
No,
order.
that's what he
He's bringing
said.
a suggestion.
That is
okay?
what he said.
Well, yeah, but that's up to Congress right now to do that.
Okay,
And
now-
we talk about the bills that they're trying to pass in
Also,
Congress.
yeah, well, that's another thing too, isn't it? So he's going to bring down the price of these pharmaceuticals, which is great. Medications are going to be cheaper, absolutely. But now these bills, his big beautiful bill, he wants to cut Medicaid.
You know what? They've been saying that for 7 fucking years, and he hasn't done it yet.
Well, it's in there.
I'll see it when I believe it. Well,
Right now it's in there.
Well, I don't know who you're listening to, but maybe they should write
Well, it's
something
in the
about
right
what
and the left.
Congress is also trying to pass a bill, okay, to give more power to the IRS to go after small business. How about that bill? I wonder if that's going to go.
Where'd you see that one?
You know, where did I see that one? Look it up. Congress right now is trying to give power to the IRS to go after small business, to go after people like you and I, which I hope they don't pass. But then again, Biden and Obama, you talk about what Biden did. Biden and Obama weaponized the IRS and hired 80,000 agents and gave them weapons to go after people like us. You know, they don't go after rich billionaires. That's my problem.
Oh,
They
yeah,
go
I know
after
that.
people like us. So yeah, Congress sucks too if they pass these bills. You know, so much for for the small man, we've been getting screwed forever.
Oh, absolutely.
But, you should pay more attention to things like that. I mean, if Saudi Arabia wants to give Trump a golden toilet, I don't give a shit. But I get what you're saying. I don't like that a president's going over there and he's catering to himself. I mean, right, that's something that presidents shouldn't do. But let's be real here. Let's be real. He's also trying to lower gas prices by actually reversing what Biden did with his executive order to outsource more oil to keep the prices up. And you agree with that? We use our own oil to drive down the prices. He's trying to do that too.
Well,
if he's going to do this stuff, then that's fine. That's fine. I'm all for that. But you're trying to find that right
I found
now.
it.
I know. Okay, yeah.
No, I found it.
I don't know if it's going to pass, but
I
that's
hope
what
it
they're
doesn't.
doing.
It would not be good.
That's what they're doing. I mean,
That's what they're doing. Whose bill is this? Is this the Trump administration?
I want to say it's the Republican bill, I think.
So it's Trump. That's Trump.
Well, I don't know if it's Trump, but there are rogue
here's
Republicans that do whatever the hell they
that's
want.
not true.
Yes, there are. There are Republicans that don't like Trump.
I understand
There
that.
are.
Rand
There
Paul.
are. Oh, yeah, well...
I actually like him.
Oh, I've always liked Rand Paul.
Rand
Rand
Paul.
Paul doesn't like Trump now?
No.
Really? Go elaborate. Something I don't know. Tell me. I'll shut up for a second.
He's against the habeas corpus thing.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
against the due process. He says we have to have due process.
Okay,
It's
so
in the
coming from
Constitution.
him, then I know it's legit.
It is legit. That's
Okay.
what that
All right, yeah.
that
like
other
I
guy,
said.
Bill Hawley.
Okay.
I want to say is his
don't-
name, Senator Hawley.
I don't know him. I know Rand Paul. I know Ron Paul. I love Ron Paul.
Well, he's
and the Fed. Yeah.
There's a lot of the Republicans that are not liking
Of
what he's
course.
doing, and a lot of them are shaking in their boots right now because elections will be coming up, and they're afraid for their
midterms.
jobs. The midterm elections, they are afraid for their jobs. I don't know what they're going to have to do something
Out of the frying pan into
because
the fire.
right because they're and then what's going to happen? We're going to get Democrats in there, and nothing's going to get done because everything.
They're going to keep passing laws like.
They won't pass any laws.
Give more power to the IRS to go after the little man instead of the rich billionaires.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. These Republicans, whether they're loyal to Trump or not, they don't do anything without his say-so. So I'm telling you, this is coming from him.
Yeah, there are ones that don't. I mean,
They'll vote against it, but they're not going to bring up their own bill.
Well, no, I mean that's politics, right? That's the way
I know it.
That's the way it kind of works.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had a bipartisan border bill that both of them liked, and Trump told him, well, he wasn't even in office yet. He wasn't even elected yet. He said, hey, don't do that. So, I mean, it's just insane.
Of course,
You piss when I tell you to piss.
Well, I mean that's how it is. But if he wants to lower, like I said, oil prices, gas prices, he can do that by reversing what Biden. The first thing Biden did, I mean, talk about executive orders.
He closed that pipeline.
Yeah, he closed that pipeline, and boom, overnight it went like 30, 40, 50 cents.
That pipeline was getting oil from fracking, I believe.
Well, you know what?
I'm just telling you the truth here.
But then you're going to get oil from fracking. But then, what's so bad about fracking? But then again, look at all the chemicals.
Look at all the chemicals
that we consume every day with food.
But Bobby Jr. went for his swim in. Did you see that?
No.
Oh my God! He went into this creek, right? That's around D.C. with his grandchildren.
The Platonic?
No, not the Potomac. It's a creek, like Bad Creek, I think is the name of it. But at any rate, he went in there.
That was the Potomac.
He had no idea that it was toxic. It was filled with fecal matter and everything else, all these other chemicals.
Oh, the River Rouge Creek.
Right.
Oh, the Rouge Creek in Lincoln Park.
He's our head of health and services. And he told, was it a panel, I guess, a congressional panel, not to listen to him on vaccines.
Not to.
Don't take his advice.
Now, where'd you hear this?
From him himself.
It wasn't Rand Paul that told you that.
No, it was Bobby Kennedy Jr. answering questions.
Really?
He told him. He says, "Would you let?" The question was, "Would you let your children get measles vaccine?" He says, "Yeah, measles, I would." And then he says, "But I wouldn't take any advice from me on vaccines. I'm not a doctor."
I don't know about that one.
What do you mean you don't know? He said it.
I know, he said it.
I saw him saying it.
Well, look, I mean, Minnesota law enforcement is secretly preparing for riots. You know that?
About what?
apparently, now I don't know how true this is, but there's a reason why they're doing this. Trump is a plan to pardon Derek Chauvin. Remember?
Oh, the guy that killed George Floyd?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if this is what some sources are saying. So George Soros will go wild
George
with
Soros?
with his hired provocateurs to burn down the country, because they're anticipating something like that happening. Now, the only thing I disagree with, if you're going to pardon somebody, maybe it should be the last year of your. I mean, if I were his advisor, I'd tell him to stay away from that right now. I don't think now's a good time for that, since things are kind of simmering down geopolitically. There's kind of little peace in Ukraine. I haven't heard of anything, 30-day ceasefire, except for frickin' Netanyahu Gone Wild, but he's out of control. And now, India and Pakistan have simmered down. This could be a summer for violence if this happens. And trust me, there are hired provocateurs by George Soros and other non-government organizations that would love for something like this to happen, just so they can set everything ablaze. So, did you read about?
There's a few of them on here.
Okay.
Yahoo News says
Yahoo News.
they're not saying that he is. They're wondering if he can. And then it looks like Trump said himself that he's not pardoning. He's not even considering it.
Okay, all right. So I hopefully that's just bullshit. So yeah, I mean, if I were his advisor, because look, that's sketchy. Either way you look at it. Although let's be honest,
he's been shooting his foot.
Well, no, not Trump. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Maybe it's not Trump. Maybe it's just bullshit. I don't know. But this is what some sources were saying. I was reading about. I thought we'd like to talk about that. I'm kind of torn with that. I mean,
torn with what?
With the way that happened. Then the autopsy said that he was on heavy doses of fentanyl, and maybe that kind of led to his heart attack. Whatever. I'm not an autopsy. I'm not a what do you call it?
A doctor?
Yeah, I'm not only a doctor, a coroner. Exactly. I'm not Quincy.
Quincy, yeah.
Shows our freaking age.
Yeah.
But
speaking of age, today's my birthday.
oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah. 55.
55. All right. Yeah, 55. And you're here doing a podcast. Did you think you'd be doing a podcast 30 freaking years ago?
No, I didn't even know what a podcast was 30 years ago.
With 26 viewers or subscribers, please, if you're interested in us, subscribe.
Yeah.
God damn it. We only have to. BB the Monkey's ahead of us for crying out loud.
We're trying to be fun here.
I want more viewers than BB the Monkey for crying out loud.
If he was to pardon him, I think that would just be. I'd like to say political suicide, but people just don't seem to care what he does.
No, that's true, because he does have his loyalists. Like I said, if I was his advisor, I'd say to stay away from that right now.
No.
Because right now things are looking up a little better. It seems like they're going to come up with some kind of trade deal with China. And a lot of people say he's got China where he wants them. Depends on who you listen to.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I can't go by either one.
The market's going up. Crypto's going up. That's the last thing to do right now. Is to pardon him. I would wait. I would wait.
The market is going up, but it's going up very minusculely.
Well, the crypto market is.
I'm sorry.
Exploding.
Yeah.
Well, that too, though. They both have. What I'm saying is
exploding.
this. Oh, the crypto.
No, the crypto is not the stock exchange. That's
gone
what
up.
I meant.
It's gone up from where it was. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it was about a month ago.
It's gone up from where he put it down to.
Jesus Christ!
What the hell?
Jesus Christ! You don't give this guy credit for anything, goddamn it, don't you? The Macho Man is getting upset. I'll tell you right now. Make up your mind.
Let me tell you something.
I'll kill you at 55.
Let me tell you something. January 20th. When he took over, the stock market was at 39,000.
Come on, the stock market tanks. It's very volatile. You know that.
He came out with this. He came out. Yeah, I understand that, but he came out with his tariffs, and it went down.
We haven't been the same
to like 17,000, and now it's up to 19,700.
We haven't been the same since the fucking shutdown.
Oh my
and
God.
we had a fucking governor here.
Who did right things?
She did wrong shit.
Like what?
No, but see, this is the thing. How can you give credit to Whitmore, but you can't give credit to Trump? What the hell did she do? She shut down longer than almost any other state. We didn't have to. If you're for small business, you should have been against that. She shuts the whole state down, and her husband go on a boat. She's telling you you can't go to a park. Doesn't that piss you off when she did that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tell me something, man.
I'm just trying to tell you, though. I mean,
She didn't do what did she do?
With the pandemic?
What pandemic? There was no pandemic. That's all bullshit.
Listen.
There was no pandemic. We had a girl in here who exactly told us exactly what they were doing. They were euthanizing people. They were killing them in the hospital.
Okay.
That's what they were doing.
Okay.
Some hospitals just to get that $20,000-$30,000, and you looked it up and it said yourself.
Afterwards, yes. I'm telling you.
They destroyed the country.
Listen to me. At the beginning of this stuff, though, I lost family members.
Okay, yeah, and people died from the protocol.
No,
From
there wasn't
the protocol.
there wasn't a protocol
Yes,
yet.
there was a protocol.
There was not. Not at
Okay.
the beginning. There was not a protocol.
Look,
They were putting them on
Dean,
vents. That was all they were really
Dean,
doing.
Do you actually believe that shutting down the country helped?
Okay.
It didn't do shit.
Well, let me tell you something.
But I'm asking you a question. Do you think that it helped shutting down the country?
It helped me.
How did it help you?
I made a lot of money.
Now you sound like Trump.
Well, I did.
Okay, there you're a capitalist.
I'm just being honest.
Okay, all right. So
Not that I
then you
was a
should agree with what.
capitalist.
Well, I'm just saying.
Not
And
that
that's
I'm a
fine.
capitalist,
There's
it's just
nothing
that-
wrong with being a free capitalist,
Yeah.
not a crony capitalist. But my problem is,
No,
a lot
what
of
I'm saying
people,
is-
a lot of people lost money. A lot of people, like small business, I know,
Yeah.
lost because of the fucking regulations and the shutdown.
They gave-
Too much government is not good.
Well, they were giving them money.
They were
When
giving
they were
who?
shut down,
They weren't giving
small
no,
businesses?
They were not giving.
were getting-
That's
they were
what the
getting money.
paper was telling you. They were not giving anybody money. Who were they giving money
All right,
to?
hold on now.
They were giving money to certain people,
Well,
not
my wife,
everybody.
My wife.
They didn't give money to my buddy who owns a gym. He almost lost his gym. He had to take money out of his retirement to actually put into the gym. The gyms were so regulated, you could go in there and they didn't want you to fart.
Right.
They wanted you to wear a mask.
Okay.
Come on, man. This is fascism 101.
My wife works for a small business owner, and that owner got government money.
How much money did he get?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
That's not my business, I guess.
That's true. This is what
I'm just trying to tell you that
But
I've
this is
seen
what
that.
I know.
And as far as the protocols go in the hospital, I'm not saying that didn't happen to that lady.
yeah.
And that was horrible, by the way.
Well, I'm not
That's
saying you
horrible.
didn't. I'm not saying
But
you didn't.
My uncle died, and he was not in the hospital. He died at
Okay.
home.
Did he have underlying conditions?
No.
So-
Well,
some
except if you're being old.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Old age,
you
I
can
mean-
you can die from the flu. It happens every
Yeah,
year.
absolutely.
A lot of older people die from the
Well,
flu.
yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that not every death was due to protocols.
Yeah, well, a lot of deaths were. Okay?
Well, a lot of deaths
deaths
weren't.
were, and there's a lot of deaths and a lot of people injured from the vaccine that your beloved president said
Didn't have a vaccine at that
you
time.
can take. I'm talking after. You can take the vax, and if you take the vax, you are safe. Total bullshit. Total lie.
Trump said that too.
I don't give a shit.
I'm just trying to tell you. You're telling me
He's
that
lying too.
You're telling me that Biden's my beloved president.
I'm just
You're
saying.
wrong.
Okay, I know
That's
you don't
number
love
one.
him, but there are people that did, and there are people that
but not
that
me.
are loyalists to Biden the same way that they are to Trump. I'm not a loyalist.
I'm not a loyalist to
any of them.
anybody.
But I'm a realist. There's a difference. Okay, but you cannot sit there and tell me that the government it made it worse.
Well,
Everything they told you was the opposite. You need sunlight. You need to be outside. They shouldn't have shut down. It killed innocent people. And the protocol did, and the shutdown didn't help. The masks didn't help.
Right.
That's all I'm saying, and we got to go back
Okay.
for 5 years to talk about that, because things now are kind of settling down in certain ways. I mean, they're kind of coming. You talked about the market. Well, that had a lot to do. The shutdown didn't help.
No, well, I
It
didn't
really
say it did.
didn't help, but they knew what they were doing. They should have never did this. And people like
Well,
our governor,
they were following other
Yeah,
countries
yeah,
that had done it.
well,
That's what happened.
That sounds familiar.
Well, that's what happened.
But what I'm saying is, our governor was telling people to stay home, and
she
her
went
and her
out, yes,
husband went
I
out.
agree, yeah.
Well,
That
and
was
Nancy
bullshit.
Pelosi did the same thing.
You know what? Then she could. I'm surprised she didn't get it.
Isn't that something? So you want to talk about?
Well,
You said you had something in mind.
yeah, the Supreme Court is weighing in on whether to let Trump's birthright citizenship restrictions take effect. What do you think of that?
Elaborate more on that.
All right, that means anybody that is born in the United States is an American citizen, cannot be deported.
is born in the United States.
Is born in the United States. He wants to take that away.
Okay, so you mean, let's say, parents that come here from another country
Well,
that are pregnant. Let's say a woman comes here from another country and she's pregnant and now has a kid.
right. Well,
You
she's
want-
not a citizen.
But exactly. She's not a citizen in either stuff. Well, you know what? I don't mind that, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go to countries like Greece and England, it's the same thing.
Okay, well-
if your parents aren't natural born citizens, either can you. So, like, if your mom got pregnant with you in Greece or in England, you wouldn't have any rights as a citizen.
Okay.
So that's what he wants to do. He wants to do what other countries do.
Well, yes, but he doesn't want.
But see, that's my problem. Other countries can do it and they can get away with it, but if he tries to change something like that, oh my God, he's horrible.
Well, here's the thing on that. There's no caveats. There's no other. Basically, he just says if you're born here, you're not. It doesn't matter. He's not saying that's why he wants to get rid of it because the people that come over here and have the baby and then the baby's an American.
That's from what I understand.
Well, okay,
Is
but
that people that are
that's-
coming over here
that's
that
not-
aren't natural born citizens, all of a sudden they come over here on vacation.
yeah, I understand that. But that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying, though. He's
So
just
then what's
saying
the difference?
The difference is I was born here.
You were born here, but your parents were born here too. Your
No,
your father.
My mother was not.
Your
But
father.
but-
as long as one of your parents are born here,
okay, that's fine, and no, that's my birthright, right?
of course.
However, he's not saying that though.
Yeah, but see, my mom and dad weren't born here either. There's a difference, but they became citizens.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's not just saying this is for people that come over here illegally and have the baby. That's not what he's saying. He's just saying, well, I want to get rid of the birthright one. So now the government can just take anybody and deport them. That's my problem with it.
Well, I mean, come on. That one is kind of far-fetched that they're going to do something like that. I mean, I know the government is diabolical, right? But that's kind of stupid.
Whether it's kind of stupid or not, he's done a lot of kind of stupid things.
So
It's
wait
just-
a minute. I mean, somebody's parents that come here and they become citizens, and
Yep.
and they have a child. Now all of a
Yes.
sudden, that child doesn't have any rights as a citizen.
Well, nobody would. That's my point.
It makes no sense.
I understand that. That's why I'm saying this is bad.
I don't know.
Well,
I got to read into that one because that's the first I've heard.
okay.
I'm not saying you're lying.
Nope.
I'm saying you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Maybe.
I don't know. But like I only know and what I know is he's trying to stop people coming over here using that as an excuse so they get citizenship.
Okay, but so then you would have
So
to,
they have like a safe haven.
rather than come up with whatever the hell he's doing, is you should amend the Constitution because that's in the Constitution, right?
Is it in the Constitution that
Birthright citizenship.
that
Yes.
birthright citizenship?
Anybody
yeah,
born
yeah,
here.
yeah, right. That's how it is now.
Yes.
If you were born here, regardless if your parents are from here or not.
Right.
But I do know other countries do what he's trying
Well, I understand
to do.
that. Well, other countries do a lot of things we don't.
Like in England or in Greece. I don't know about in Italy. But if your mother or father has is a citizen of that country,
Right.
then you have rights to.
Right.
One of them has to.
Right.
So I don't know. That's interesting. There's so many things, and there's so many things they don't even talk about.
Right.
I mean, we can talk about that for a long time.
Yeah.
I quite don't understand how that works, because that kind of makes no sense. If, let's say...
It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
Like my parents came from Greece, okay? So they both have Greek citizenship, but they also became American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So that means now, if I was born here, now I don't have rights.
Right.
Nah, that's got to be
If he
wrong.
wants. Well, I'm just trying to tell you.
If he wants.
Well, I mean,
so that hasn't changed.
He's
yet.
he's setting ice out everywhere. They're dabbing.
I know, but you
They're
got
dabbing citizens
well,
by
they're-
accident or whatever.
They're grabbing other people that shouldn't be here either. We already talked about that.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't like their Gestapo tactics.
Gestapo.
Oh, well, come on. They got masks
Yeah, I
on and they're
know.
just
I'm not
jumping
saying-
out of cars and
I know,
grabbing people
I
off the
know.
streets? That's
I
crazy.
know. I mean, heck, you got laws they're trying to pass that are very draconian. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got a madman in charge of Israel.
In charge of the United States.
You got a madman in charge of Israel right now,
Yeah.
who's pissed at Trump because he wants to fucking go to war with Iran. That's crazy too. So go back on Netanyahu Gone Wild. You know, there's Girls Gone Wild. We got to do one called Netanyahu Gone Wild.
Gone to war
Welcome
wild.
to Israel.
Gone war wild.
Netanyahu Gone Wild. Hamas. Hamas. I don't know how he says Hamas. Sounds like he's got a piece of popcorn stuck in his throat.
Well, it's Jewish.
Welcome to Israel.
That's just the way they talk.
That's how we talk in Israel.
In
But he's not. He's
English.
Polish. He's Polish. He's not even Jewish. We already talked
Well,
about
you could be a Polish Jew.
Yeah, he's phony baloney. I don't even think Netanyahu's not even his real name. That's not his real name. It's his fake name.
What's his real name?
I don't know, but it's not Netanyahu. It's a Polish name. Well, to mess it up like I messed up Stephanie's.
I'm just trying-
Stacy, who was here last time.
I'm just trying to tell you, there are Polish Jews.
I
There's
know,
American Jews.
well,
There's
I
Canadian
understand
Jews.
that. I understand that. But Netanyahu's gone fucking wild. Now,
Oh,
like
I
you said,
agree.
he's taking
No,
over.
I agree
He's
that.
taking over Gaza now. He's totally bombing it.
Well, he's taken over the Golan Heights, and now he's.
Well, I already know that's in Syria.
What
That's
I
in
don't
Syria.
what I don't understand is he continues to bomb Gaza. What is
There's nothing left.
Why? That's what I'm saying. What is left? But women and children there
And
that he's
he doesn't
killing.
care. He
no,
doesn't
he
care.
does not care, and it's wrong.
But-
and
What this is doing, it's going to.
besides making
disrupt-
my blood boil,
Besides making your blood boil, it's going to piss other countries off. And that's what he wants. So, like I said, Trump must be doing something good if Netanyahu's pissed at him. That's a step in the right direction. And people like Mark Levin and all these other guys that are bitching about him, oh, good. That they're pissing him off, then that must mean not everybody's aligned with Israel, okay, and Zionism. And most people are starting to wake up to see the bullshit.
yeah.
Okay, and I think he's been exposed even more. And he is dangerous. And what I'm saying is, I'm scared something will happen. I hope it won't. But go ahead, you were going to say something.
Well, what I was going to say is I want to say Trump is against war because he has done nothing to start any except for trade wars. I mean, that's okay. That doesn't kill anybody.
No, right.
But what I'm saying is, it seems that way. But
Which I like.
Which I like too. But
But then you got
then
Netanyahu, and you got...
he allows this to happen. And we give them money for this.
I know they
We give
do.
them the weapons for this.
That's why...
I don't understand this at all. I don't get it.
It pisses me off because AIPAC, we already talked
Well,
about
yeah, AIPAC.
how
Well,
powerful they are.
This is the religious right as well, by the way.
All of them.
They
They're
started
all-
with the moral majority and all that.
They're all in
I'm
cahoots.
telling you, this is horrible.
Israel controls the religious right. Okay,
Or-
a lot of the mega churches, okay,
Yeah.
that are spewing out this propaganda are being paid off by these guys. Trust me. You follow the money trail.
No.
You follow the money trail, and these guys like I said, the TBN and all these
Oh,
shows.
yeah, what's his name? John Hagee.
And who was his name? Oh my gosh, I said it.
Oh,
not
Pat
too long ago.
Robertson?
Not Pat Robertson. He's dead.
He's dead.
He's with Ariel Sharon. Hello. No. What's his name? He was the governor of Arkansas.
Oh,
he was my asshole of the
Huckabee.
week. Yeah,
Mike Huckabee.
These guys, and how ironic. He's the ambassador to Israel. Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well,
This guy.
Well, yeah.
He's ambassador to Israel, right? These guys are a problem, man.
Yeah.
Zionism is a problem in this country, and it's very dangerous.
As far
and
as
like I
this
said,
goes, yeah, absolutely.
definitely. And do you have an asshole of the week, by the way?
I do not. Well, Trump.
You do?
Just Trump. I mean, well, what the hell? He's
I
he's
have
an
a
asshole.
good asshole of the week.
He's an asshole.
I have an asshole, a bigger one than that. Okay?
I don't think you can find
Yes,
one.
Mark Levin.
I don't know who
Yes,
that is.
he's a piece of crap. He's my asshole of the week, and I'll tell you why. Mark Levin has enough. He's got a lot of nerve to criticize Trump for not doing enough for Israel. Really? What did you talk about the Golden Heights?
Golan.
The Golden Heights. Yes. I know. You talked about the Golden Heights.
Yes.
Okay. And who gave the Golden Heights over to Israel? Gee, I wonder who did that.
Was it Mark Levin?
Everything Trump has done is done for Israel. Now there's a rift between Netanyahu and Trump, and Mark Levin's going to jump all over Trump because he's not bending over backwards. It's not Israel first, and I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. It's America first, okay? And Mark Levin, he's been on the radio. He's a neocon.
I see
He's
that.
Totally pro-Israel, Zionist. He's probably got dual citizenship. This is why he's my asshole of the week. Okay, not everybody's going to bend over backwards for Zionism. And even a lot of people in Israel don't like Netanyahu. Okay,
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Mark
That's
Levin,
crazy
you
how
are
they don't.
asshole of the week, and I know the Golan Heights, okay? I know what they are. All right, I was the one that told you what happened.
You told me.
I'm waking you up about the Golden Heights. The Golden Heights.
Is that named after Golda Meir?
Golden Meir, maybe.
Maybe.
Then it would be the Golden Heights. It's the Golden Heights. I know.
I'm going to have to read about this guy, but just judging from his picture, he looks like an asshole. I mean, look
That's
at
why
him.
he's my asshole of the week.
He's horrible.
There you go.
There you go. Look at this guy.
He's an asshole.
Because we don't have an IT man, so this is our technical
We don't have
stuff here.
We don't have a problem with Henry Kissinger because he's dead, but Mark Levin is asshole of the week.
Well, you know what? I still have a problem with Kissinger because he left a wake of destruction.
Oh, of course he did. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize. How
War
did this
criminal.
happen? He's a war criminal. Hell yeah, he's a war
So
criminal.
how he won that was he escalated bombing in Vietnam, and then he brokered a peace deal, and then he got the.
So he killed hundreds of thousands of
First,
innocent people
yeah.
by using napalm.
Yep.
And,
Yeah. Exactly. And then he
everything
reduced it, so they said, "Oh, he's a peace guy.
oh yeah, I mean, look,
Let's give him a medal."
look who funded and created the Khmer Rouge. How many people did they kill in Cambodia?
Oh God, yeah, jeez.
Wasn't
Pol
that
Pot?
Wasn't that his idea? Was the
Yes.
agency and his idea to fund Pol Pot to?
Yep.
And they ended up killing how many people? 2 million. The killing
At
fields.
least 2 million,
Right.
if not more.
The Khmer Rouge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Oh, I know. And he was, you know.
So yeah, I'm gonna read about this
Oh,
guy.
yeah, Mark Levin. He's my asshole of the week. He's a neocon. I'm telling you, man. And Dr. Ron Paul said he warned Trump, hey, get these guys out of your administration. And you said it. He is more anti-war than any other president I've seen the last 50, 60 years. Who besides Kennedy, and we know
I
what
want
happened
to
to
say,
him.
I want to say Carter.
But Carter, well,
He didn't
I
do nothing.
Carter,
He didn't do anything.
Look,
Well, what did he do?
well,
as far as war.
Under Carter,
We
that's
didn't-
when Al Qaeda was born, the Mujahideen.
Well, I understand
But
that.
that was the big new Brzezinski. That
I was gonna
one
say
of his
that.
advisors.
Right.
That was CIA, of course, and you know,
Let's-
and by the way, Israel funds Al Qaeda and the Mujahideen, and ISIS, formerly known as Prince, Batman, whatever you want to call them anymore. They keep changing their names. They're like a corporation, you know. A corporation comes in, and Cromwell used to be Beaumont. They
Cromwell.
changed the fucking
Holy
name.
cow.
Yeah, they keep changing the name.
would like
That's
to-
what racketeers do.
I would like to do something here that we've never done on the show.
You're not going to fart live on television. Oh, we're saying television.
It's not live either.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do a whole total 180 on this one. I guess what's going to be happening here pretty soon is we're going to have a swimmer who is going to do a first ever swim around Martha's Vineyard, right ahead of the Jaws anniversary. My favorite movie.
That's one of my favorite movies.
I
too.
love Jaws. That's a great movie. And this guy, wow, man.
He's gonna what?
He wants to swim around Martha's Vineyard in 47-degree water. Holy cow. Just trunks, a cap, and goggles. He's 55.
It's not Netanyahu, is it?
No. His name is Louis Pugh,
Louis Farrakhan. Oh.
the Wrath of Farrakhan. Farrakhan!
No,
But he says he
with
wants...
a name like that, he better be in a lot of water.
He says...
Pugh?
is undertaking the challenge because he wants to change public perception around the now at-risk animals. Because it was... Because the shark was the villain.
I never had to swim around anything. I'm the governor. That's crazy.
Mr. Hooper!
Right. Yeah, he's gonna and what's he gonna do this next January? Or like spring? You know what? That water's cold right now.
Thursday. It says today, I guess. It says Thursday.
Okay, because
He will swim for 3 or 4 hours in the
Martha-
brutally cold surf.
Martha's Vineyard is in the Atlantic, so yeah, that's cold water.
And he'll do it again for an estimated 12 days,
Is-
or
is-
however long it takes him to complete the 62-mile swim.
Wow, we must have nothing to talk about if we're talking about Louis Pugh.
Well, I'm talking about him because it was my favorite movie. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I know. I love Jaws too. It's It's a great movie.
It's a classic.
Heck yes, it's a classic.
It's a great movie.
I mean,
I
you
loved
know
it.
what? I guess if we're not talking about much, that means there's not much going on.
It's 50
so
years
Trump
old.
is doing a great job.
Came out in 75.
Trump is doing an awesome job, man.
An awesome job for himself and his family.
Well, yeah,
Which
he is
could-
catering to himself.
You know what?
Most presidents do.
You know what really ticks me off about that more than anything? All he said was Biden's doing this, Biden's family's doing this, Biden's where's the laptop, all this crap, and now he's doing the same thing.
Oh, he's doing it without a laptop.
Well, yeah, but he's doing the same thing. And
Oh,
like I said,
my goodness.
Biden is no angel. I'm sure. I mean, Biden was in politics almost all of his life.
And he had done.
And
What did he
another
do?
wake of destruction behind
Of course,
him.
of course. Most of these politicians, Hillary Clinton,
Oh, yes.
the Clintons, you
The
got the
Clintons,
Bushes.
Yep. Money, 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 money.
Of course. That's I know, right? I mean, and that's how it is in politics. I mean,
Yeah.
Drain the swamp. Have they drained it yet?
No. Well, that was another promise, wasn't it?
Oh, somebody's got to come in. I'm telling you, next president will be an independent. He'll be
I
charismatic.
hope to God
He'll
he is an
he'll
independent.
start out grassroots, then the next thing you know, he gets in and does the same old thing the last guy did.
Yep.
Make you think
Yes.
that he's different.
Yeah, well,
Then
like this guy.
All of a sudden,
Just like this guy.
all of a sudden, he'll change.
Everybody thought he was different, and he is different. He's doing it right in front of your face,
Well, I mean,
rather
like I
than hiding it.
Like I said, I there's some things I like, some things I don't.
I don't like anything about this man. Oh, did you see what the Saudis did too? They brought in a mobile McDonald's for him.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. It was it's like a
it's-
semi truck.
It's funny how they want to they started the task force for the pedophiles and the children that are being abducted, but yet he goes to the Saudi royal family and
They're
does-
perpetrators of that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. That's
it's-
a contradiction.
Yeah, it's just and they hate Iran too, by the way.
The mullahs and the Wahhabis.
They hate 'em.
That's like Ireland and England on
hate
steroids.
Iran. They can't stand
I know.
Iran.
Yeah, right. It's there you go. There's your tribal right there.
Well, what's going to happen if Israel attacks Iran? Who are they going to?
If Israel attacks Iran,
Would Saudi Arabia go to protect the fellow Arabs
okay,
or
never. The Saudis
You know
are
what
in
I'm saying?
bed. The Saudis are in bed with the Zionists.
you know?
It's a made-up country. It's the kingdom, right?
Right.
Who made up the kingdom? It was in England, right? Lawrence of Arabia.
Right.
That's how all that
Oh, okay,
started.
yes.
Okay,
Kingdom
they came
of
to
Saudi
fight the
Arabia.
Turkish.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, so it's a made-up country. Most Arab nations do not like the Saudis, don't like Turkey, and definitely don't like the Zionists.
Right.
But they're all in bed together.
Yeah.
So yes,
Because they're all Arabic.
Well, I mean,
That's their main-
Well, the Zionists aren't Arabic.
Well, no.
No,
You said they're in bed with the
No,
Zionists.
I'm saying the Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
Turkey, and Israel
Right.
isn't real. Zionism, they make strange bedfellows, like
Yes.
you said that.
Right.
They're in bed together.
Right.
And most Arab nations don't like those nations. And a lot of Arabs don't like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's a monarchy, for crying out loud.
It is a monarchy.
You know, feudalism.
He's a
We're going to go
prince.
back 1,000 years. Yeah, of course. But it was made up by England. Now, didn't I say
Yes.
England leaves a shit trail wherever
Oh,
they go?
yes.
There you go. There's another shit trail.
Another Kissinger. They'll probably get a
My name is
peace
Henry.
prize for that.
My name is Henry K. and I approve this message.
But that would be interesting. I mean, I don't want to see that, by the way. I don't want to see Israel attack Iran or Iran attack Israel. I don't want to see that at all. But that would be interesting, though, where Saudis would align themselves. Who they would align themselves with.
they're against Iran. They're against Iran, and there's been a proxy war.
Oh, they don't
because Saudi Arabia invaded Yemen.
They don't like Yemen either. I was just
I
going to
know
say
they
that.
don't.
And
Yemen,
Iran,
the Yemen's the only country fighting against Zionism.
they're the only ones that don't really do anything to anybody.
But Yemen is the most poorest country in the Middle East.
Right. That's
And
what I'm saying.
Saudi Arabia.
Everybody's picking us.
Saudi Arabia invaded Yemen. Was it like 10 years ago? There's been a war.
Yeah, and then
So,
Iran.
so Iran backs
Yemen. Because they hate the Saudis.
And Israel backs Saudi Arabia.
Which is funny
That's
to
how
me.
that works.
So in the Quran, what their main goal is to have a caliphate You know what a caliphate is?
No,
Okay, so
I don't.
a caliphate.
I'm not going to pretend I know.
Okay, so a caliphate would be all the Arabs getting along together, no more borders on their countries, and everybody just living in harmony. That would be the caliphate. It'll never happen.
Somebody won't allow that.
You know what?
Israel won't allow that.
Do you know who else wants a caliphate? Christians. But that's not going to happen. I mean, we have borders against our states.
Of course.
So, I mean, it's just insane to me.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about
They
that.
don't want they say they want this goal of that, but then they don't.
Well, I mean, like I said,
neither do we.
a lot of Muslims, especially Shiite, and Saudis are Sunni, so there's
Right.
friction, just
Right.
like Catholics and Protestants.
Right.
But there's always someone there to stir the pot.
Yes.
Always someone there to
pot
stir the
stirrer.
pot. And like I said, okay, welcome back to Two Deans and No Waiting. I was waiting for Dean. He had Montezuma's revenge.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, I know, and he's Mexican, so it's in his blood. As we were talking about, the Middle East sucks, foreign policy sucks, he thinks Trump sucks, I'm in the middle with it, Biden sucks, Clinton sucks, everything sucks. So if you're a depressed person and you hate your wife, this is what you got to watch once a week to make you feel better. Because if we don't make you feel better, I know BB the Monkey won't make you feel better.
No.
And if you like what we're saying, then please subscribe, goddammit, because I'm sick of doing this over and over.
And like it.
Our IT guy is home with his family. I don't know what he's doing, but he's screwing us, and we screw up all the time because we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing.
Exactly.
We just don't.
So if you like, please subscribe, for crying out loud. We've been doing this how much now? How long now? 4 months we've been doing this? I don't want
6.
I don't want BB the Monkey to have more subscribers. I'm sick and tired
No,
of
it's 5
a
months.
monkey's beating us.
Yes, a monkey does beat us. There's a lot to beat
Yeah,
us.
that doesn't sound right. A monkey beating us.
Yeah.
As the governor would say, I think that's kind of gross.
We're being spanked by the
We
monkey.
are being spanked by the monkey, that's true. But like as I said, the whole world is going to hell in a handbasket. Or is it getting better?
You know what?
Please, somebody send us a message if you have something to tell us. If we suck, if
please,
we're good, right?
please comment. I just want some comments.
Yeah,
That'd be
I know.
great.
We do get a lot of views, though.
Yeah.
I say that. We do get a lot of views. We get like 250 views almost a month. But I do the same thing,
I'd
too.
like a comment.
Yeah, give us a comment. If
Give
we
us some
suck, if we're
comments.
good, if it's the best thing you've seen, please tell us.
Yeah.
And if we're wrong about something, please.
Yeah, correct us.
Yeah,
please.
give him a call. His number is 734-699.
We don't know what we're doing. We just don't.
Speak for yourself.
These are all our opinions, too, by the way.
No,
It's
there
not-
are some facts. There are some things that have happened.
Yes, I
There are
understand that,
opinion,
but we put our opinion on it, though. So please, just let us know if we're doing anything good here. That's all.
September 7th, 1942. But like I said,
September
yeah,
7th?
whatever, 19. I wasn't even born. It doesn't matter. I'm almost 3 years old. But I mean, if you have anything else to talk about, like I said, we've gone over Syria, we've gone over the Middle East.
Again.
Right. I mean, Netanyahu Gone Wild.
Yes.
Forget Girls Gone Wild. Netanyahu Gone Wild.
Right.
Because I am scared he's going to do something. He's former Mossad. I don't trust him.
I'm not scared. I know he's going to do something.
He's going to do something to make it look like Iran did it, so everybody can get he's losing political clout. That's a good thing.
That is good.
And I do like the fact that the neocons don't like Trump no more. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep.
Okay, we learned something today.
There you go.
So next week, Thursday, what are we
Maybe.
gonna do
I don't
this?
know yet.
You don't know
I
yet.
don't know yet. I'll have
His
to find
wife's
out.
got to let him out of the house.
Yeah, I have a second job now.
Maybe I should call her.
I have a second job.
Can he
now.
come out?
That's why. It's not her.
I know.
She's at work.
Oh,
Wait a second. Breaking news.
what just happened?
They are going to continue to block Trump on the birthright.
Who is the
Supreme Court. They're blocking
the Democrats?
Trump's birthright citizenship order.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Where else are you going to find news like that quick?
Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, this is our green room right here. It don't work, but
No, and it's not green. Right? Oh, is it? No.
you're just green with envy.
Envy.
That's exactly. So yeah, next week we'll be back.
Yep.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us, and please hit subscribe button wherever that is down there somewhere. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.